Welcome back to the Bodywork channel. In today's video, we're going to continue work on both the dune buggy, or Bruce, and we're going to actually start the bodywork on Ned, the cj2a project. For the last couple of days, Tracie's been working on the prep work to get the framework and the pan ready for paint. She's been working really hard, doing a lot of wire brushing, trying to clean off all the scaly rust. We're not going to try to get it down to bare metal, but we're going to use some rust reformer on it and just try to reduce the amount of scaly rust on it. So at this point, we're going to paint this area here, and we'll probably hit this with another coat of paint here, this area here, not the hubs. We won't do the brake hubs at all because we're going to isolate that so when we do the brake. So let's go see what we're going to do with this. Trace, how's it going?
I think we're doing all right. I really feel like we're just going to blow off the rest of the rust, the bigger chunks, and start spray painting. On to the next.
All right, awesome.
Ned needs me.
So when you're ready, we can wheel this out of the way away from the house and start spraying it.
All right, let's do this. Better off vacuuming it, so I think I'll go do that real quick.
So my goal with doing the body work for Ned is going to be, I want to take certain parts and get them to primer. So I want to take like the fender, like today I'm going to concentrate on just the fender and strip it down, do body filler, sand it, and get it to a primer coat. Even if after I do the primer coat, if I have to touch it up, I'm not worried about that. But I don't want to start chasing the surface rust. I don't want to strip the whole thing, then come back and have to deal with this stuff here. I just want to take specific areas. It's just the primer coat. And I want to focus like just on the tailgate whenever I work on this now. And I want to be able to do this throughout the summer or the rest of the summer. And my goal by fall is to get this all into a primer coat. And I think it's a good plan. It's probably not ideal, but it's the way I'm going to do it. I feel like you have a lot of forgiveness getting to the primer coat and even a little bit after pre-painting. So that's going to be the plan. So to get the remainder of the old paint off and this scaly this little surface rust that has happened by just sitting out in the weather, I'm going to hit that with a stripper wheel on my drill and see how far I can get that down to bare metal. Right, so Tracy has this all cleaned up. Now we're going to hit it with some rust reformer. It's a Rust-Oleum product. I'm not sure exactly how good it is, but I have been using it on a lot of the projects. So she's going to go through and just hit the areas that have some residue of rust on it. These areas, these should be fine. This is new anyway, so just anything that's brown, basically.
All right, let's do this.
And we'll let that dry, and then we're going to hit it with a coat of paint.
I'm going to keep the VIN number, like where it says VIN number underneath there.
Perfect, yeah, that'd be great. All right, now that I get that all stripped off, now I'm going to start applying body filler on this. This is the type that I always use. I've never had a problem with it. I hear there's better brands, but this seems to work pretty well. The key thing for doing body work, I've found, is to keep things as clean as you can. So what I'm going to do is actually use this old continuing education book, and I'm going to, every time I apply a coat of Bondo, I'm going to rip off a page and start with a fresh sheet. And I'm going to use a separate trowel for putting on the Bondo compared to what I scoop out of the bucket with. I'm going to use that one there. Even though it looks dirty, it's actually pretty clean. It just has a little surface stuff on it. So that's going to be it. So between coats, I like to completely clean the spatula off. just to make sure as it dries it don't get crumbly and start affecting the application of the Bondo. If you leave it on there, you start getting some really big streaks and it becomes a real pain in the neck. So every time I like to clean it completely off and start fresh again. All right, so I got the first coat on, basically just covering the whole area. It's not pretty, but it don't have to be. This is the first coat. You just want to get it on there and start building up from wherever your high spot or where your low spots are to meet your high spots. This is where good body work or good metal work comes into play, because you don't want really much more of an 1/8 of an inch coverage on your thickest areas, you know, an 1/8 of an inch to 3/16. So I'm gonna definitely have probably pretty much that, but this is a Jeep, I'm not too worried about it. So now what I'm gonna do is block sand it and get all the high spots down and then build on top of that. A big mistake I feel like people make, and I know I've made it when I first started doing body work, is they try to sand it so it's so smooth that they take away everything that they put on. And at this point, all you want to do is build. You want to build up all the all the low areas to meet the high areas. So that's what I'm going to do now, is block sand it. And when you do this, guys, definitely wear some respiration protection, because this stuff is nasty. That's actually the big reason why I'm doing it outside, because I don't want this in my house or in my garage later on. I don't want to breathe this. So I typically do any body work outside. I'm starting out with a 36 grit. I know that's really rough, but I want to take down the high spots as quick as possible. So this is after the second application of body filler and sanding it. I basically got down all the high areas. So now I'm going to go through with a third coat and fill in all these low areas, and then do some more additional sanding to get it all smooth. And it might just need some glazing after that. So I'm gonna just hit some of these areas right here with a little bit more, do a final sanding, and then I'm gonna prime it. You'll notice I left these little bumps. I actually like those bumps. I like making it look like it was a used vehicle, because after so much time, after the paint dulls and everything, it all looks like an old vehicle. I don't go for the perfect showroom quality. I like a little bit of an aged look. I did that with my Scout too. If you notice, like on the hood, I have like some dents and stuff that I left on there. I like that look. I like that it looks like it was a kept up vehicle, but not like a showroom quality or a trailer queen. I like that used look. So I'm happy with the progress I got done today. I got this all set. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Every little pot you get done, it feels like a good achievement. So let's go see how Tracie's doing with the dune buggy. What a mess. This is another reason I like doing this outside. Well, it looks like Tracie got a lot done. This looks awesome. What a great job. I tell you, she really has the knack to get things looking really good. She gets every little nook and cranny cleaned and sanded, and it looks really good. All right, so we're gonna move this back into the garage. And what we're gonna do is temporarily lower, once all this dries, we're gonna temporarily lower the body back onto it and keep it in the garage for now. We're gonna kind of pause on this for a little while, and we're gonna concentrate on Ned's Bodywork. And what I'm gonna do is kind of make a parts list of what we're gonna need. It did come with a lot of parts, so I'm gonna have to do a little inventory on what we do have compared to what we need. But guys, that's gonna be it for today. Thanks for hanging out with me. I know these aren't the most exciting videos, doing the body work and doing the sanding and stuff, but I'm trying to make them as exciting as possible, or as interesting, I should say. But there's only so much you can do with this type of stuff. But in the fall, it's definitely going to get better when we start getting the motor rebuilt and getting both of these running. That's the goal for next spring, is to have these both up and running and ready to go. But thanks again for hanging out, guys, and I will see you next time.